Think you need to hire a designer and pay fancy software in order to create your book cover? You do not. None of it. If you have ever been scared of the cover part, this video is for you. Let's jump in. So when it comes to creating our cover book, the first thing we need to know is what size cover should we be making? And this really depends on the size trim that you're using for your book. So if you don't know which trim you're using, which means what size your book is, you really need to figure that out. And hopefully you were able to figure that out even before you started, because that's going to make a whole lot of difference with a bunch of different things. This is one of the things I speak about in our community, about how you need to know what trim size you are going to be using before you even start creating any of the images, any of the text, because based on the trim size, it's going to change a bunch of different things. So I'm going to be using an example right now for somebody in the community who is creating a book 8 by 5 by 8 by 5. And we're just going to go through these questions and it's going to give us the details that we need in order to create the cover for our book. So KDP over here has an amazing, amazing calculator that based on the information of your book, you're going to be able to understand what size you are going to need. So all you got to do is kdp.amazon.com/cover calculator and type that in, and I'll put the link down below also. And then all of a sudden, you just got to answer your questions and you'll get out what you need. So let's start over here. So we are doing a paperback book. The interior type is going to be black and white. Actually, let's do premium color. We're going to do premium color because I believe this is a color book um, for the person in the community. The reading direction, we're going to go left to right. Measurements units, we're going to be doing inches. And trim size, which is your book size, you're going to put 8 by 5 by 8 by 5. Page numbers, let's just say it's going to be 30 pages. I believe it's a smaller type book. Okay, so then what you're going to get is you're going to get this document. Okay, there's two things we really want to know from this document. Number one is what is the real width and the height of our book over here, and that's number one up here. Okay, so that is what we're going to be taking that specific number, 17.32 and 8.75, and we're going to be putting that into a free app called Canva, and we could be using the free version for that, and we could use that. And then pretty much everything else is going to be straightforward. One thing to just note over here, if you see on the back cover, right? So this is going to be your front cover on the right hand side. On the left hand side is going to be your back cover. And the way they make it is they make it on one sheet and then they fold it. So that's how they make the cover. So the barcode is going to be on the bottom right. So when you are creating your back cover, you have to make sure that no text is going to go under here. Nothing that you're going to need is going to have to go under here. If you're using AI, like I highly recommend, to create your images and whatnot, you just tell it, okay, on the bottom, on the back right, on the bottom of the back right, it's going to have the barcode. So make sure, to not put anything important over there. It will do it for you. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to Canva. In Canva, we go to the top left where it says create. And then all we start to do is we just start to type in our size. And what ends up happening is you have this button that says create a custom size, and that's what we want. We want to make sure it's in inches. We want to go to the width, 17.32 by 8.75. And you might say, Bennett, why is it not 8.5? Because this includes the bleed for it. So we have to make sure that we want to get up to that. Okay. So this is our document. So we want to go back here. We want to download the template, which I downloaded before. So we're going to go to it. I'm going to pick it up on my other computer, come back to here, grab it from your computer. And then what we want to do is you just want to line it up. That should be the same size. Everything should fit in over there. Now let's take our pictures. That's a one. That is two. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to go all the way to the top because we're using bleed over here. Bring it all the way to the bottom. Okay, depending on how big you saved your picture at, it should either fit in perfectly or not. I'm gonna go back up here. Okay, right back. Let's just go over here. Move this over here. Okay, honestly, let's just get these guys up over there. That's going to be our seam. Depending on how big your book is, you might not be able to have a something on the binding over there. So there was a book that I wanted to really have one. I wasn't able to because it was too small. If you think about it, if you have a small book, there's less space in order for you to do that. Okay. Then all you got to do is you got to go to share, you got to go to download, you got to go to PDF print, browse marks and bleeds, flatten PDF. These are the two you want to click on, download. And then guess what? You have your front and your back cover for your KDP book. If you have any other questions on your front or your back cover, please let me know. Also, the next video, we are going to be showing you how to consolidate your PDF. So if you have different PDFs, different pictures, different words, whatever it is, and you need to get it in one, so there's different ways you could do it. Some easy, some more tedious. So make sure you can do that. But here we go. Beautiful, beautiful picture. And we're going to put this on KDP very soon. All right. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out and make sure to check out our community where we teach you step by step what you need to do in order to create your children's book. It is not complicated. Don't make it complicated. You have your ideas. You probably have multiple ideas. Let's get them out there. Take a look down below for that.